Finance for smallholder farmers. Finance for smallholder farmers. Finance for smallholder farmers. And I feel this is a conversation, hi Toluwa Shea, good evening, that we need to have as we try to improve the lot for the smallholder farmer. Because when you talk to a lot of people, a lot of young farmers, right, the younger generation farmers, what you get to hear a lot is, hey, I need money for this, I need money for that. If only I had money. Hey, Mr. Dennison, good evening, sir. Hi, Auntie Joy. If I had money for this, if I had money for that, everything would be fine. And it then feels as though, oh, can somebody just provide funding for these people so that they will be fine? But the reality is, um, you cannot finance what is not working. You cannot finance what is not working. You see, because yes, I have seen the whole, oh, people are clamoring, why can't the banks just give money to farmers? Why can't the bank just give money to farmers? They are not interested in farmers. And one thing I always remind myself of quickly is you need to also put in mind that the financial institutes are in business. The financial institutes are not running a charity organization. What this essentially means is they are not going to give you money because you feed us. I say this once in a while and some people take offense, but the truth is this. If all the farmers in Nigeria says we are no more farming, Nigerians are not going to go hungry. Let me say that again. If every farmer in Nigeria today says, I am no more farming, Nigerians are not going to starve to death. Because if we choose to stop farming, another location, another country will see it as an opportunity for them to send in their food. Yes, you could have questions around, oh, what if the food they send is substandard? What if it is expensive? That's a whole different conversation. But food will come in. As a matter of fact, uh, we still depend on a lot of imported things to survive. I mean, to the best of my knowledge, we don't make phones in Nigeria. But a lot of Nigerians today own phones, use phones. The same will happen with food. And I say that because you see, if a bank should come out tomorrow and say, oh, we are shutting down because we funded farmers, it is Nigerians too that will be the first to say, why would you run at a loss? Why would you this? Why would you that? We are the ones that we insult that bank. Mommy, good evening, ma. We are the ones that we insult that bank for shutting down. And the reason is because we expect the farm or the bank to put itself in check and be profitable. So, as a farmer, you need to understand the financial institutions are not there as a means of, they are not a charity organization, no. So, as a farmer, I need to ask myself what will make me profitable as a farm? Am I really a business or am I an experiment? Am I really a business or am I a hustle? Am I really a business or I am just whiling away time? Because you see, when you talk to people on the other side of the table who are not farmers, what you get to realize is there are lots of funding available for agriculture. There are lots and lots and lots of funding available for agriculture. But the problem is a lot of businesses do not qualify for funding. A lot of businesses do not qualify to be funded. So there are lots of businesses, there are lots of organizations available that have funding to provide to agric. But too many businesses do not qualify to get funded. Too many farmers do not qualify to get funded. And what I want to try to see if we can achieve is what are the things I need to put in place so that I can access funds? You see, because you see, how do I explain this so that it doesn't come out wrong? The fact that you are hearing that interest rate is 30% and all of that does not mean everybody who gets funded get funds at that rate. Because you see, banks are, I'm looking for a way to explain this. Look at you as an individual. Look at you as an individual and try and see if somebody comes to you to say, one of your friends comes to you to say, Baba, I beg, I need some money, I need some cash. You know that amongst your friends, there are those people that you give funds to easily, right? You don't even need to ask them too many questions. Baba, Alpha, you say you need money, how much you need? There are those people that you want to know what will you use these funds for, right? Now, there are also those people who, when they ask you for money, although you have the money, you are very certain they won't pay you back, right? Which means you are only willing to give them money that you are willing to lose because they don't have that trust relationship with you. Then you know that there are those people that when you want to borrow their money, you tell them, go and bring something, let me hold in case you don't pay back, right? Now, this is you as an individual. What are you most concerned about? You want to ensure that if I borrow you this money, my capital will come back. You see, because I have had lots of people chat me up to say, hey, Baba, I need an investor. And I just begin to laugh and say, no. If they are close to me, I'm able to tell them, no, you don't need an investor yet. You have not got it to that level. If they are not super close to me, I just smile and say, oh, I don't have anybody I can connect you with, or no, I don't know anybody or stuff. And the reason is because I look at the person asking for an investor, and for those that I understand their business, and I am thinking, your business does not even qualify to get grants, which is free money. How much more an investor's money, which is a liability that you need to pay back? Your business does not even, hey, Mr. Farm with Fred, good evening, bro. It was great to see you, man. Does not even qualify to get funds. You see, because you need to understand that money is let me look for the right word to use. It's a system on its own. Money is a system on its own. And if you do not understand how to document, how to manage, how to multiply money, you will have issues. You will have issues. What's the word? One of my mentors taught me that there are 3 relationship levels you will have with money. The number 1 relationship level you need to have with money is how to attract money. How to attract money. There are people who have mastered attracting money. He said the second level of relationship is how to manage money. How to manage money. You see, because the problem with managing money is, or the reason why you need to learn how to manage money is, money in itself likes to be a master. Money in itself likes to be a master. And money in itself is a very bad master. Money in itself is a very bad boss. But money is a good servant. I will give you an example so that this would make sense. Have you noticed, for somebody that probably, maybe when you were starting your money journey, let's say you were not somebody that was really skilled at managing money. Did you notice that the first time good money entered your hand, you could not explain how you used the money until the money nearly finished, then your wisdom came back? If it has ever happened to you before. That is because money is a dangerous master. Once money enters your account, once there is the promise of money coming, money has a way of rewiring your brain to tell you to go after leisure, extravagant life, to go after everything you wished for. Money has a way of bringing in your deep-rooted fantasies and telling you the ones you can afford. Money has a way of reminding you of everything you wanted to buy but could not buy and had to delay. Money has a way of suddenly showing you that your phone is no longer working well. Money has a way of telling you that, oh, the cloth that you are wearing is not first class. Money has a way of telling you that as you enter that place, you are the one that people were watching. And you see, the problem with that is because money became the master, you will be forced to start spending the money and you are not managing the money. J. Joshua, thank you. So, knowing how to manage money is a second relationship. And the third relationship is knowing how to multiply money. How to multiply money. And a lot of people do not know how to multiply money. That you know how to make money, how to manage money, does not mean you are going to grow wealth. But if you don't learn how to multiply money, you are not going to grow wealth. Now, as a farmer, before you start thinking, oh, I am going to talk to Lagbajo, oh, I need a bank to give me money, when you are hearing, because I try to explain credit score in a way that people will understand. When they are looking at your business, that you are able, thank you, Timber from Ghana, I think that's Ghana, the fact that you are able to get people to buy from you, the fact that you have a business that people are transacting with, is you have met the first M. You know how to attract money. You know how to make money come to you. That is level 1. You see, But that you know how to make money come to you as a business is not enough criteria for a lender, an investor to give you money. No. Because you can have money coming in and you don't manage, you don't know how to manage, you don't know how to do anything, you run into debt. But that you have money coming in is a basis for them to start a conversation. So when you look at your farm business right now, think about the way your farm business is. Do you really have a business that brings in money? One. Much more important than that is, do you really have a system that you can say, oh, every month I know that I will make 1 million naira. Every month I know that I will make 100,000 naira. Is there a rhythm to your inflow of money? Because you see, that in business is what we call cash flow. Money is coming in, we know money will go out. But is there a methodology? Is there a system? Is there really a system on how money comes in and how money goes out? Have you developed a business that has gotten a pattern of making money? You see, because why is it that when you want to travel abroad, one of the things they tell you to go and bring is go and bring your, what's it called? Your account statement. Why are they? Because you see some people that don't understand, they will now go and tell somebody, hey, please, help me put so amount into my account. When the embassy looks at your account, they can see the pattern and they can see the anomaly. They can see that there is a pattern where it was 2,000 that was entering your account every Monday. Suddenly, a month to when you needed to travel, 50 million entered your account and the money has not moved. Meanwhile, the pattern that your account has always had is 2,000 will come in on Monday, the money will finish by Tuesday morning. That was the pattern. So when you go and bring in money and do boom, what then happens automatically is you have put in an anomaly, and the problem with that anomaly, beyond the fact that you do not have a healthy cash flow, is it introduces you as somebody that is dubious, as somebody that will do anything to play the system. Because you think you are trying to show you have money in the account, but what they are saying is, no, this person is dubious. So, question is, first, looking at your business, do I have a business that has a pattern of making money? See, the pattern your money comes in can be once in a month. Maybe you are selling more to civil servants who pays you from their salary. And the agreement is at the end of every month, we will pay you for our produce for the next 1 month. And now we can look at your business and understand the pattern to say, oh, we notice that money always comes in between 22nd and 26th. Oh, your money comes in once as a lump sum. Then we see a pattern of how the money is going out. Or maybe in your case, you have businesses you have signed 6 months contract with, or 1 year contract with, so they pay you ahead at once. But there is a pattern. Number two, I said, your ability to manage. Your ability to manage. Our parents in Africa had this good thing about money management. Because think about it, for some of us, think of the job that your parents were doing. What kind of job were they doing? How much were they earning? Yet, from that meager amount, They sent us to school, they fed us, clothed us, housed us. Some even went as far as building their own house from that meager money. And you will notice they probably even ended and retired without owing debts. Right? So it means that they understood money management. Have you noticed that in their own time, they can tell you, oh, there is no way you cry. You cannot emotionally blackmail them into doing things. They know how to plan ahead. Think about your business. Do you really know how to manage money? Before looking at your business, do you even know how to manage your personal money? Do you really know how to manage your personal money? Do you know how to manage yourself? For example, I have my daughter, my first daughter, she's 14. One of the things I started, I think when she was 12 or so, one of the things I started was I stopped marking her birthday for her. So what do? When it is her birthday, I give her a lump sum. And I tell her, hey, do whatever you like. Fortunately or unfortunately, her birthday usually falls around Easter holiday. So, which means she gets the money when she is on Easter break. And her birthday will be on during Easter holiday. But in her school, it is expected that any young person, any child doing birthday must share gift with their friends, because when others are doing birthday, they will also buy gift, buy cake, and share. I remember her first birthday that I gave her that money. She took the whole money and went to do photo shoots. When it was, thank you, Ms. Tolu, when it was time for her to go to school, she met me and said, Daddy. And I said, there is no money. I gave you money for birthday. You chose to use everything for photo shoots. That was her most embarrassing birthday in school. Because I remember when she was going to school, she opened the fridge, took a few drinks here and there from the fridge to carry to school. I didn't say anything. She's a bother. I didn't say anything. But I mean, you know the way young people are now. They kind of made jest of, you're poor, you're this, because your father is a farmer, blah, blah, blah. Me, I didn't care. The birthday that followed after, I gave her again the same amount for birthday. I was shocked that she came to the farm, met the media team and said, please come and snap me for free. She learned how to negotiate by force. She learned how to negotiate by force. She did not spend a dime. But she had money to do La Vida Loca birthday when she got to school. I didn't say a thing. This year, during her birthday, I noticed it was different. What did I notice that was different? During her birthday, because again she was on the farm, on her birthday she was like, I knew she had money because I had given her. She said, I won't do cake. It's not just people I see every day. They'll just tell me happy birthday and we go. So when people kept asking her on the farm, my colleagues on the farm, well, there is nothing. Daddy said, Daddy has given me my money. I'm not doing anything, Joe. One of the staff that loved her so much, I think, bought cake for her. That was all she used on the farm. When she also got to school, I got feedback that baby girl bought just few and saved the remaining money. Because she suddenly realized there are other things I could use this money for and accept the shame. The problem many a time why we have not learned how to manage money is we do not want to deal with the shame of now and accept the glory of later. Think about the things that makes you waste money. What are you spending money on? Because look at your life. What are the things you are spending money on in your life? Because the reason you will not be able to manage your business money, it is because of the character that you have built and perfected in how you manage money in your personal life. You cannot be a bad personal manager and be a good business manager. No. So it is the character that you have built over time in your personal life that you are going to extend to your business life. And when we come to your personal life, how do you spend money in your personal life? Let's break it down. There are three major things you will spend money on when it comes to your personal life. Number one is food. Food. There was a statistics that came out that said that the average Nigerian spends over 50% of their money on food, of their revenue on food. And I screamed. I said, because the problem with that is, it means if I work for 30 or 50 years before I retire, I spent 25 of those years working for food. Working for food. If you are here and you notice that anytime money enters your pocket, the way you eat changes, you have a money management problem. I will say that again. If anytime money enters your pocket, your diet changes, most likely you have a money management problem. Because think about it, how much are you spending on food? How much are you putting inside food? I will give an example so that you will understand what I mean. I remember those days during my BSc days when I was still an undergraduate. I don't know if I'm the only one that it happened to. Luckily, those days in my university, we had a different kind of canteen. We had mama cars, the same mama cars. We had student cafe. We had another private cafe called T&B. We had mommy, what was this woman's name? I can't remember the woman's name. These were like the top canteens. Now, when we resumed those days, as young students, when I resume with my friends, the first place we go to start eating is Mama Cass, because money day. When money starts to reduce, we leave Mama Cass, my group of friends, I can't remember her name, was something Ata. We start buying her food. As our money begins to go down, we go to T&B. From T&B, we go to student cafe. From the student cafe or student restaurant, we go to Meshai. But at Meshai, we still start with give me one bread, 2 eggs and sardine with drink. Then I used to like Vijumik. Then we move from there to give me one bread, 2 eggs, and we remove sardine and Viju. Then 1 bread, 1 egg and Viju. 1 bread, 1 egg and water, bottled water. 1 egg, 1 bread and pure water. Then it gets to a point we just come, buy pure water, go to the room and drink garri. So you realize that the reason we became broke was not because we had to eat, it was because we were eating wrongly. Imagine if we started the semester with just eating 1 bread, 1 egg and pure water. Do you think we would have gotten broke? Most likely no. So you realize that the reason students get broke, or the reason myself and my friends got broke, was because of our unhealthy eating pattern. We did not know how to manage funds. Funny enough, I remember those days, I'm sure some of us might be able to relate. Just an example, it was possible in the first 2 months in school, we spent 40K. What might we say 40K? Maybe in the first 2 months in school, we spent 200K lavishly. The last 1 month, we can manage 10K till we finish. Because the money is now almost done, we now know how to manage. And the problem is a lot of people have not understood, Sakpa, thank you. A lot of people have not understood money management. We have not understood money management. Because this is one reason a lot of people are poor. No, they don't know how to manage. How are you spending on food? Number one. Number two, beyond food is what I call shelter. Now, when I say shelter, I am not just referring to house. I am talking about anything that you use as your personal branding. It could be your clothing, it could be where you live, it could be what you drive, it could be the kind of phone you use, etc. I mean, why are you buying a DSTV and subscribing for premium? Because of football matches. How many football matches do you watch as somebody that is trying to grow his or her business? You probably watch matches on weekend, maybe Champions League on Wednesday and Tuesday. Now, if you were going out to go and watch that ball in one, what's it called? Viewing center. I don't know if you've changed the name. We used to call it viewing center those days. Viewing center. How much will you spend watching it in viewing center versus subscribing? Is that subscription really a necessity? Think about it. Is the subscription really a necessity, or is it just part of a shelter? You are thinking of going to rent a 2-bedroom flat. Do you really need a 2-bedroom flat as a single person? Is it not okay to stay in one room or face me, I slap you? Are you really renting a 2-bedroom flat because you can afford it, or because they should not say, I hold you, see where you live? Because you need to understand some of these basic things. Because if you don't know how to manage money in your personal life, there is no way you are going to be able to do it when it comes to business. What are those things you are spending money on? I have seen young persons, you will tell them, oh, you have a program. They're like, I need new clothes for this program. Before they will say, I don't have clothes. So, who are you trying to impress? Why do you want to have that polo in 77 clothes? Why are you trying to have that polo in 88 colors? Who are you really trying to impress? Do you really need that much clothes? How many Asoebi have you bought but never used again? Is that not wasted funds? How many times have you happily bought Asoebi but you only wore it once? Have you not wasted money? Did you really buy that Asoebi because you liked the cloth, or because you did not want to be looked as, oh, he is poor, she is poor, that's why I could not do it, that's why I could not buy it? Do you really need to go for that convention? I am one of those that tell those that are close to me, I say, sit down at the beginning of every month, budget your generosity. I tell them, budget your offerings. Budget it. You are not in the US, you are not in the UK, you are not in Canada. See, let me explain something. I was discussing with one of my daddies, my mentor, Pastor Pastor Debonofuwora. We were looking at what offering and tithe is abroad and what offering and tithe is in Nigeria. You will remember that those of us that grew up, if you are a bit old, you will remember, I don't know if they still do it now, those days, when you pay offering, or when you pay tithe, there is a book where they give to you, they call you that tithe card. I don't know if you remember. And you register how much you are paying for tithe. You start writing it down. Tithe card, tithe card, tithe card. Hi, John, goodness, good evening. You write your tithe card, how much you are paying. The question is, because I know some people have never asked, why was it important that Christianity of old had a tithe card? Why was it important to document how much you were giving to church or to the mosque? IUCC, good evening. Why was it important that it was important that it had to be written. You see, because you notice that in developed nations, when you pay tithes, it is not just you giving to God, it is tax deductible. Go and ask people that are living, not people that visit. If you visit, you won't understand these things. Ask those that live there. The tithe that you pay in church is seen as part of your generosity, is seen as a social investment, is seen as a corporate social responsibility, but from a personal person, not from the company now. So that thing that you gave out as donation is recorded and it is tax deductible. Tax deductible, because you have given that money to an NGO. Remember that churches are registered as NGO. Churches are not registered as limited company. They are not limited liability company. So because you have given this to charity, it is recorded for you to be removed from as part of your tax deductible. But now, think about it. Do we have that here in Nigeria? No. If we do not have it, then what then do you need to do? You need to be somebody that takes time to plan generosity. You must budget your generosity. If not, you can be generous and be broke. Givers never lack is dependent on if you understand how to budget. If not, you can give away your tomorrow and become the one to be pitied tomorrow. Very important. I know some people may not like that. So as you start to plan ahead, because most of the time, the reason some of you give to cover shame. There, you are in a place where they are saying, if you know you have 5K to give, come out. 2K to give, come out. You now look around. And people are looking at me like a big boy. They now say, yeah, let me just go and give. You are not really happy giving. You are giving. You want to be seen as one of those that gave. You want to be seen as one of those who also gave something. Eye service, thank you. You want to be seen as you're an eye service giver. You must budget your generosity. So we must learn how to manage. Because when the bank is looking at your account statement, they are also tracking your management skills. That's why if you are a new business and you say, hey, I want to take loan, blah, blah, blah. One of the things they will tell you is if your account is not big enough, they say, bring your personal account, let us see. They are looking at your ability to manage funds. They are looking at your ability to manage funds. Do you know how to manage? You give out of the abundance, not from want. Thank you, Prince. You give out from your abundance. You don't give from not having. Now, if you have learned management properly, remember I said 3, you will realize if you know how to manage how you eat, you know how to manage your cover, your shelter, what you spend on, what you wear, what you drive, what you do, where you live. You manage all of those things well, you are going to have money left. See, there is something one of my guys always said, and it took me a while before I understood that was like the harsh reality. If you don't know how to save when you are earning small, you will not know how to save when you earn big. Because as your income level begins to increase, automatically, you would suddenly realize that your level of quality and the life that you have access to will begin to change. Let me give you an example. Let me give you that example. It took me, and that's why I will always say, do not criticize what you don't understand. If you are not there yet, you may not understand it. You may not understand it. It took me a while to understand why the rich flies, what's it called? First class. business class, the ultra rich, why they do private jets. It is not just about saving time. But you see, what I realized was your profit margin determines your tax. And for the rich, at some point, you will start asking yourself questions like, okay, if I am in this profit bracket, I am going to pay maybe 1 billion naira as tax. Why am I paying this much as tax when I can just take from this money and travel and be happier? Why am I still doing economy when I can enter first class? My profit margin will reduce, but we are still very good because part of the tax we reduce. I digress. That one is class I teach in what's it called? My one-on-one business class with executives. But what I'm trying to say is you need to know how to manage funds. Number 3 is how to multiply money. How to multiply money. And a lot of people have not understood multiplication. So let me explain this. If I am a salary earner, let's say as a salary earner in Nigeria, just an example, I am earning minimum wage, which is about 70K. That means if I do my extrapolation, it means that I probably earn about, is it 2,000 or 2,500 per day? I'm not sure, let me check. I think that would mean I'm earning, how to use real figures, 30, about 2-3 per day. Let's say I earn about 2-3 per day, right? Now, I'm going somewhere. If I go out and use all my 70K the following month, so in January I was paid 70,000 naira. Abi, I now use the whole 70,000 naira in February before I collected my salary at the end of February. I finished all the salary on feeding, shelter, data, whatever it is. I have finished all my money. Now, this is what it means in reality. I did not just finish my money because the 7,000 represents my life for the past 1 month. Represents my going out by 5 a.m., returning by 11 p.m. That 70,000 is literally my life. And the whole thing I labored to use my life to make, I finished it in one sitting the following month. Right? That is what it means. Now, even if from that 70K, if I take 3K and I go and sit down and I am watching a film, I am using my life of 1 day to watch a film. You see, somebody is thinking, am I now saying that as a worker, you do not have a right to entertainment? No. Am I saying as a worker, you do not have the right to have rest, to have pleasure? I mean, you need to have pleasure. But you see, we do not have pleasure with the money we used our life to make. No. We have pleasure with the money another person used their life to make. I'm going somewhere. If you have learned how to control your appetite for food and your appetite for shelter, you are going to have some money left. That money, look for other people's business to put that money into. It can be shares. It can be bonds. It can be mutual. If you don't want business, let me give you an example. If I have a discussion with some of our ex-partners, I think last week or earlier this week, and I was telling them, I can take 1 million naira and put into treasury bills. I don't know what it is right now, but the last time I did, I think it was about 20%. And I said, if I put that 1 million into treasury bills, or let me paraphrase, immediately they pay me 200,000 naira upfront. Till the end of the year, I get my 1 million naira back. Now, this is what it means. That money that I was paid, that 200,000 naira I was paid, is that 200, am I the one that worked for the 200,000 naira? No. Is the 200,000 my sweat? No. Is the 200,000 my life? No. It is that money that you make from your investments that you build your luxury life off on. It is the money we make from investment. Let me say this to young people, that we use to afford the life of luxury, that we use to afford the life of entertainment, that we use to build the life of comfort. It's the money from investment returns in properties that we use to build a house. Did somebody hear that part? Because it is not the money you worked for literally that you are using to build your house, because the house is not an asset in itself, it's still a liability. So if I go and do, because I know I have some young people that do businesses, you do business, you got a profit of 2 million, 5 million. Don't use that 5 million to go and buy car. No, put the 5 million in something. When that something begins to yield profit, you can use the profit of that thing to buy a car. Because if you use the 5 million you work day and night to bake, to buy car, to build house, it is your life you use. God forbid anything happens to that, what you spend your life making is gone. So we must know how to multiply wealth. The same thing is applicable for business. As a business, there are businesses we invest in. There are things we buy. There are things as businesses we say, oh, let's fix this money. As a business, let's put this on this. As a business, let's put this on this. I should make more emphasis on the house. What I'm saying is, in our father's time, building a house was seen as a sign of prosperity. In our time, building a house is a liability. Building a house is a liability. Because think about it, you want to build a house, you're not going to build a house inside a woo. You want to, I think even somebody said it recently, you want to build a house in Lagos. You want to build a house in Abuja, Port Harcourt, Benin, wherever. How much is the land? How much did you use to build the house? Think about it. Is that house really saving you on rent? Think of how much you used in building the house versus how much you are paying on rent. If you were paying yourself the rent, how much rent will you have paid to cover the cost of the house you built? Think about it. So you realize that, because the story you used to hear is people saying, oh, I built the house to save on rent. Did you really build the house to save on rent? Or did you build the house to show off and say, I am a landlord? You are not a lord of land. Because if you think about it strategically, that money you used in building a house, you could have multiplied it further in other investment for 3-4 years, use the profit now to build the house later, and your capital is still safe to do other things. And the capital is still safe. So we must know how to multiply money. We must know how to multiply money. We are still on finance for smallholder farmers. I've not forgotten. Financing for smallholder farmers. So as a farmer, this might be a long class, as a farmer, you need to ask yourself, as a farmer that is trying to grow, do I know how to make money? Do I know how to manage money? Do I know how to multiply money? Once you have answered that, the next thing you need to ask yourself is, are there documentations to prove my capacity? Are there documentations? I know at times when I talk to some of my guys and I'll be showing them, that when they're like, for my son, have you ever had an issue where you took bad debt, where you did crowdfunding? And I'm like, yes, I have done that in the past. So when I say don't do it, I say it from a place of experience. And I go to as far back as 2020, 2021 to show them documents. To show document of, I have proper documentation of my process, what I did, how I started, how I got here, how I took money, how I paid back, loans I took, where I got money. I have documentations. So that when I'm trying to meet anybody, somebody comes and says, no, we want to invest, but are you investable? I am able to show you a track record of failing forward, where I made mistakes, what I learned, how I learned, and how I am. At that point, it builds investors' trust. It builds the financiers' trust. So, again, I know as farmers, we are always looking for funding. So the question is, do you think you have a business that is fundable? Do you have a business that can be funded? Do you have a business that somebody can put into? That is number one. Number two is, as a farmer, now I've said this before, nobody pays you for owning a farm. I've said this severally. I have been in farming now for how many years? Nobody has ever come to the farm and say, why the farmer take money? And I'll say, what is the money for? And the person will say, I am giving you this money because you are a farmer. It has not happened. I must have something to sell, something to do for money to come. So before you start shouting, I am a farmer, ask yourself, what are you selling? Notice I did not ask, what are you growing? I am not asking you, what are you producing? I am asking, what are you selling? Because one of the biggest mistakes I have seen with young entrepreneurs that are trying to start, you only have 1 million naira, you only have 2 million naira, and you used all the 2 million you have to start a farm. No, except it is a grant. If it is a money you labored to get, you don't use all your money to start a farm for two reasons. Number one, in the process, in the value chain of agriculture, farming itself, primary production itself, is where the risk is in the highest. Is where you have the highest risk. You don't put your money, when you want to run business, you don't put your money where the risk is the highest. That's not what you do. So, farming in itself is the highest risk in the value chain. The highest. Number two, farming takes time. Even if it's cocaine you want to grow, it takes time. And you don't have the leisure of time to sink that money. So I would always say, what is the first thing you do? Go and look for products to buy and sell. Buy and sell. I've said my story severally. Starting Soilless Farm Lab, I started from buying and selling. Buy and sell. Buy and sell. The profit that you are making from your buying and selling is what you start converting to build your farm. Because should anything happen to the farm, you still have your capital remaining to continue your buying and selling. So the first thing first is buy and sell. Because you have a lot of farmers who don't understand their markets. You have a lot of farmers who don't understand the pulse of the market. You have not done enough buying and selling to understand the buying pattern of your market. You have not done enough buying and selling to understand how your market buys. You don't know how your market operates. You don't know how your market works. You know nothing about the market. So anytime you bring your products to the market, you are shocked. You are always in a constant space of how, wow, you won't believe what happened today. Wow, you won't believe, wow, wow, wow. Because you did not try selling. I mean, I'm sure there are farmers who will say, oh, when I was trying to produce, they promised me they were going to, now that I have produced, they are not buying. Yes, because it is easier to promise you I will buy than have a conversation to ask you, do you really know what I want? Am I making any sense? So the question is, do you really have a market? Do you understand the buying pattern of your market? Do you really understand how market works? Take time after this conversation. Go and check the brand. Let me even use big brands. Go and check brands like Apple phone. Go and see when they release new phones. When you study when iPhone, I think there is 16, I don't know if there is 15, 14, iPhone X, and so, go and check the month of the year when these phones were always released. You will realize that there is a pattern to how phones are released by iPhone. There is a pattern to how Samsung releases phones. There is a pattern to how, let me give you an example. You remember, if you are a bit old, there was a time Coca-Cola used to do giveaway. Every time Coca-Cola does giveaway, less than 1 week later, Pepsi will start. If Pepsi is doing giveaway, less than 1 week later, Coca-Cola will start. Did you notice that since Biggie and others came in on board, they no longer do giveaway, no more free drink? Because Biggie and others, Biggie Cola and all the other guys that came on board, did not follow that pattern, so there is no need for them to maintain the pattern. There is no need. Because when you are saying you need loan, the bank is thinking, does this guy understand the pattern? Have you been able to benefit? See, you cannot lie about benefiting from the pattern. Because if you understood the pattern and made money from the pattern, your account will show the pattern. Thank you. Behind the cork, you will see Coke bottle like that. Your account will show the pattern. See, the bankers may not be farmers, but they understand the pattern. They understand the pattern because there are commercial farmers they also lend to. Yes, movie industry has a pattern. They know how to release movies. Let me use another example, comedy shows. Ali Baba and Basket Mouth will not do show on the same day in Lagos. They are both comedians. Ali Baba, Basket Mouth, Bovi, I Go Die. Who are the big guys now that I can remember? Clint the Drunk, Julius the Genius Agu. They will not do shows the same time, the same day. Because they understand that they have a similar market. As a matter of fact, not only will they not do shows the same day, Nigeria is divided amongst them. There are those that do their shows in Lagos, they own Lagos. There are those that own Port Harcourt. There are those that own Abuja. So if this one needs to go to this one's territory, they will put him in the bill. There is a pattern. If you are not watching the pattern, it will just look like it is happening randomly. Except two major artists are beefing each other, they don't release their album the same day. There is a pattern. Customers have a buying pattern that has been created long before you started your farm. Do you understand that buying pattern? Markets have a pattern. Do you understand the pattern? That is number one. Number two, when you have started your farm eventually, you must know how to grow your farm before expanding your farm. I've said it severally. You must know how to grow the farm before expanding. Let me explain that this way. If you have 1 acre of land and your profit from 1 acre is 1 million, and you now expand your farm to 10 acres, and your from 10 acres is 10 million, you did not grow. Your business did not grow, you just expanded it. Because true growth is, how can I get more out of the same input? How can I get more? How can I get more? A lot of smallholder farmers are looking for loan to expand. Banks are not looking for expansion without growth. They want to be sure that there is growth before they come to expand. They want to be sure that there is a space for growth. They want to see the culture of growth, a habit of growth. Your books will reveal it. They don't just want you to expand, they want to see growth. Growth can be, oh, guess what? What we have noticed is we buy this fertilizer for 1,000 naira. But if we get this loan, we can buy this fertilizer for 800 because we will buy 10 bags at a go. And these 10 bags will be used for a whole season. And with that, we will increase our profit margin from 5,000 naira to 8,000 naira just because we were able to bulk buy growth. Because if you are just thinking of expansion, it means that there is no internal growth in what you are doing. It means there is no internal growth in what you are doing. And this is where we talk about things like precision farming. Why do we do precision farming? Because we want to grow, not just expand. We want to grow. We want to be able to get more from the same space. We want to be able to do more from the same space. Why did we diversify? Because the next thing is you now need to start diversifying when you start getting your growth right. Why do we diversify? You eat, one of my mentors said, you eat every day. You cannot afford to have a life where you make money once in a month, but you are eating every day. Because you now need to start thinking as a smallholder farmer, how do I start creating systems step by step that ensures that I am making money every week, then every 2 days, until it becomes an everyday money making machine. How do I grow to that point? As the owner, you now have to start thinking, how do I get to the point where my farm can operate in my absence? Next, you need to start thinking, how do I access better markets? You are talking to a banker, to a funder, you are talking to an investor, you are telling the person, hey, Baba, see, right now I am doing 1 ton every week. But there is this market, right now I sell at 5 naira per kilo. But there is this market that can pay 200 naira per kilo, but I'm able to give them 3 tons per week. And they can pay better. And the person goes, does their due diligence, and they realize that yes, everything you said is the truth. You have all it takes to break in, you have the quality and everything. You just need to increase the quantity. Money will show up for you to meet that demand. Money will show up. The problem is you have people who are not ready going to ask for funding. That is why, you see, it is not in the habit of the bank to just tell you, no, get out. So what they do is to keep romanticizing you. They are at some point we grow, not accounting French, she's our, what's the word? Account officer for the company in the bank. And she was like, oh, for my son, can you help me organize people that I can give loan to? I need to give out loan, And I'm like, I don't understand which one do you need to give out loan. That I was shocked to realize that, because what we always hear is bank marketers have a target they should meet, they should bring in. But I was shocked to realize they also have a target of money they should give out as loan. So if the banks are looking for who to give loan and the farmer is saying there is no loan, it means one person in the two has an error somewhere. Next, you must learn how to keep financial records. Learn how to document everything that you do. You spend 10 naira, write it down. See, you don't need to understand debit and all of that. Even if you don't, it is fine. Just have a book and say, okay, every money I spend from tomorrow, Friday, write it down. Even in your personal life, have one for your personal life. I bought pure water, 5 naira. I bought this, I bought this, I bought this. When money comes, have a different place and be writing, this money came in, this person paid this person paid this person paid this. I can tell you for free. If the bank is, you are trying to tell a bank, give me money, carry that book as raw as it is to the bank. The accounts officers in the bank will sit down and study it. Because even if you get money cash, go and pay it into your account. When you want to send people money, send it from your account. Put in the meaning. Put in the meaning. You see, because when you do that, you are doing what we call financial records. Just document it. And another beauty of what I noticed with that is this. After you do that for 6 months, one day sit down, look at how you spent money, just be reading through the book. You are going to be shocked to realize that there are some monies that you spend that you'll be ashamed of. That shame, unfortunately or fortunately, is going to remain in your subconsciousness. The next time you want to repeat that mistake, that shame will show up. It will curtail and stop you from spending money recklessly. It will curtail, stop you. Next, you must know how to leverage technology. Notice I used the term leverage. I did not say technology is the answer. We use technology as a leverage. Technology is not the answer. Technology is just a leverage. It's like I want to write. Okay, let me use phone. I want to calculator. The calculator is a leverage. If, for example, I wanted to press 58 times, let's say, 45. I wanted to press 58 times 45, which the answer would be 2,610. But imagine I mistakenly pressed 58 divided by 45. Calculator will tell me the answer is 1.3 or 1.28888 as the answer. Is the calculator wrong in the answer it gave to me? No. But the answer I got, is it correct for what I need? No. The telephone calculator is a leverage. It ensures that I can get my answer faster. But if I impute the wrong figure, the calculator will only give me my answer faster and make me fail faster. The same thing with technology in agric. If you do not know your onions, if you do not know your stuff in total, if you do not have an in-depth knowledge and you pick up technology, your failure will come faster because technology gets you there faster. It does not correct you. Now, next then becomes, how can you attract funding as a smallholder farmer? How do we attract funding? First, build a strong track record. As you are farming, document it. If you go on my Twitter, I pinned a tweet. I think I made that tweet 2016 or so. I can't remember. I think 2016. I pinned it. If you check my social, I'm trying to talk to people as educated because you have a phone. My assumption is, oh, you are educated. If you check my social media page, since maybe 2020, there is a post every day. Even on the sick bed, I try to post. I try to find something to say, something to put. Maybe not since 2020. since 2022 or 2023. I try to put something out there every day. There are some big men farmers I follow. I don't know if he's still online. Oga Farm Like Fred. I don't know if he's still online. Check Oga Farm Like Fred. He makes posts every day. Oga Alex, the pharmacist in Ghana, every day. Mr. Oche, Mr. Jeffrey Oche is in Abuja every day. Redsin Tedeke in Nasarawa every day. Oga Naija Farmer every day. Uncle Aki Alabi every day. Mr. Dennison, oh, my guy is still online. Thank you, sir. Every day. They make a post every day. We are not posting just for advertisement. It is a track record. Traceability. It is not whether you have succeeded or failed. It is how long have you been doing this thing. I have some people that read, let me give you an example. Let me answer the lady that has been saying that she wants to attend EYA. Beauty something, if she's still online. I don't know if she was the one. There is somebody that chatted me up on TikTok. I want to attend EYA. I have passion for farming. And I said, okay. Before I go and start begging to say, please, check, let's give this person admission. This person has been begging that they want to do EYA. I checked the person's social media page. There is nothing about agric on their social media page. You are not passionate about farming. If you are passionate about something, it will show forth where you have a voice. And the first place you have a voice for free is social media. Oh, you don't understand. I don't have a lot to post. The only thing I have to post is a bucket. Go back and check my 2020 posts those days. When I started, all I had was a single bucket of stuff to show. That was all I was posting. I will snap the picture from the left, snap it from the right, from the top, from the back. Maybe after this, I will look for the first greenhouse I ever had. And I will post it. I'll look for my first greenhouse that I ever had. I'll look for the video and post it. I posted that greenhouse, oh Lord. I use it to do advertisements. If you want a greenhouse, come to me. I can build for you. The greenhouse I had, I am not exaggerating, I'll look for the video and post, was not as high as my waist. I don't think, maybe it was higher than my knee, but I remember it was not as high as my waist. The greenhouse cannot grow up to 20 crores. My first greenhouse. It could not. It was not even big enough to grow tomatoes. Though I put bell pepper and tomatoes, there is a to get it will have to come out. But I kept posting it. It is what I had. See, you are like, people will say, is this the only thing you have? Is this the only thing you have? MTN does advert. What are they still advertising? Is it not the same SIM card they've been advertising since they entered Nigeria? What is Coca-Cola advertising? It's not the same bottle of Coke. Don't they repeat the same advert again and again on TV? Why do they keep repeating it? It is what they have. You cannot say you are passionate about this. We cannot see track record online. We cannot see track record. There is no track record of customers. Yes, the video is on YouTube. Thank you. But I will look if it's on YouTube. Maybe I'll go and download it and post, maybe this night or tomorrow. Because that was what I had. I kept showing it. When I finally built a net house that was big enough for me to enter, if I remember, that net house cannot be more than 3 meter by 3 meter. Oh, I posted it. In short, not only did I post it, it was used for documentary. Not, when I say documentary, not Kwekwe documentary. There was a documentary then being done by First Bank. It was Linda Ikeji, if I remember. It was Linda Ikeji that was contracted by First Bank to do the documentary. Just because that was the net house that I had. Because think about how much noise I had made online for First Bank to say, no, we are identifying this guy, go and do a documentary on him. The compound I was living in, I was renting, I used the whole wall for farm. What was I using to do farm? People will go to party. When they come up party, I will go there and collect plastic bottle, cut the top, use it to do my farming, arrange it, water from the top will be flowing down. I will do videos from different angles. When I got one of my first jobs in Abuja, Mr. What's the daddy's name? Can't remember his name now. He invited me, awesome man like this. He was then the MD of Yaradua's Foundation. He invited me to come and build it for the parents. The remaining materials that remained in building, mommy said, take it, don't worry, I don't need to take them and go. I brought them back to the compound. We had small bush in the compound. I cleared it. I did video as I was doing the setup. Oh Lord, I got a lot of jobs from that. Because I was setting up a small garden, I was saying, okay, see me clearing the space, see me doing this, see me doing this. I now planted, put the bucket, and it was really looking fine. And I celebrated the stuff online. And it got me jobs. The first net house I built, the thing was not looking like it. But First Bank, Linda Ikeji, that was what they were calling something first. Something first. I can't remember. The first thing, something. It was, I can't remember the name, but it was a big documentary then. After that, it wasn't BBC. What's the name of this other organization now? It wasn't BBC. I'm trying to remember their name. Let me see if I can search it online. What is the name? It was a foreign media. It wasn't BBC. It wasn't CNN. It wasn't. But it's not. I can't remember the name. I can't remember. But they came to the house, saw the place, still did the documentary. My mind, I was like, they don't see that. They're not going to shoot them. They're not going to put them online. They still went out and put it online. It wasn't Al Jazeera. But it's one of those big, it's not Reuters, it's one of those big ones. It wasn't CNN, it wasn't Al Jazeera, it wasn't Reuters, though I've been on Reuters. It was one of the big ones too. I can't remember the name. It wasn't DW either. It wasn't DW. If I can remember the top 5 TV stations, it was a foreign one, and they came around and they saw it. And I thought, once these people see and I'm not going to shoot again, it wasn't DW. I've been on DW, it wasn't DW. By the time DW came, it wasn't TEDx. TEDx is, by the time DW came, I've already started growing. It wasn't BBC. At the time of BBC, I was already having a farm. That you can say, see farm. VOA, thank you. VOA, not VOA, Voice of America. It was Voice of America. If you go and watch the Voice of America video, you will notice that in the VOA video, they were trying to cut it to come out to look well. They were trying to make it come out to look well. So the guys that came to do the video, in short, if you type VOA, Samson Ogbole VOA on what's it called, Google, you will notice that the first place the video started from was me coming out of a house. The only thing that they did not tell you in the video is that was me coming out of the kitchen of the house to my backyard. Let me see if I can even play it here so I would see. That was me coming out of my backyard. You see in the video, in my backyard, I had this small, I even forgot about that one. This small, hydroponic system. Then you will see me in a greenhouse where I was teaching some people. Then they were just taking snapshots of different places, but more in the house. More of me in the house. I remember that there was one other interview I did somewhere that they said, okay, let's look for a greenhouse where you will stand and do all your talking. Why am I saying all of this? Each thing we will see track record. We see verifiable track record. And the advantage of social media is a verifiable track record with timeline. so that I can on my own start telling my story from today. And I will say, okay, tomorrow I will post. I will post every day. I will post every week. I will post every day. As you are posting, you think, now see, this is the funny thing. You think you are posting for like. No, you are posting for more than likes. You are posting for documentation. You are posting for track record. Number one, July 2019, thank you, Pastor Larry. You've seen it, Abi. That was when that was done. If you take time and watch the video, you will see they were showing me in farms, but most of the time they were showing me in the house where I was sitting down. You will see me near the well in the house. You will see me at the backyard. You will see me in different places. Because that was what I had. You can see, go back and study. I know some of you are Christians. Go back and study that woman that was broke, poor, and out. And she was saying, oh, prophet, they want to take my children, this, because of the debt that my husband had before he died. What was the first question prophet asked? What do you have? If nothing, there is nothing that can be multiplied in your hand. What do you have? Number two, in building a strong track record, there must be a customer that has been buying from you consistently. Try and put the money into your business through your bank account. It is a track record. Because when you are saying you need to take a loan, the bank will open. The investor will check your account history and say, okay, there are 5 names that regularly pay to 2,000, to 2,000, to 2,000. Okay, this is a track record. Because what you are documenting online is the story of you and farm. But that you have had a farm for long does not mean you are investable. So, in whatever business you are doing, you want to have loyalty in your customer. That customer loyalty is a track record in your financials. It's a track record in your financials. Number 3, still under building track record, if you can, look for an association that is human to be a part of. Look for an association that is vibrant to be a part of. Look for a hub to be a part of. Why is that important? Beyond the advantages of a hub, a cooperative, and all of that, that is a free reference when you need funding. Because when they are going to ask questions, it is hard for people to just come to a village and say, Jide says he's a farmer here. You don't know who they will meet in the village. I don't know if you have ever been to a village before and you are asking for direction and you meet somebody that in their full confidence, with full confidence, gives you wrong direction. And they even ask you, do you understand? By the time you meet the second person, they're like, what that person said was total rubbish. Think about it. If somebody can confidently give you wrong direction without meaning evil, it means if you have a farm in the midst of other people randomly, it is possible for them to give wrong information about you without hating you. They can confidently give wrong information about you without disliking you. Not because they want to do you bad, but because they just enjoy speaking. So you want to belong to a hub, an association, so that when there is a need for reference, business reference, it is people of like minds that they are meeting, who you know that to a large extent, they can speak about you from a place of knowledge of the industry, not emotion. Number two, in trying to attract funding, before going for big funding, go for smaller fundings first. Go for smaller fundings first. You know you are going to need 100 million, 1 billion, 10 billion. Start from Moses, amen, no? Start from smaller funding. Look for a bank, not even a bank, a microfinance. Don't go and meet loan sharks, so because you need something documented. Look for microfinance bank that can lend you 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira. You said you will pay back. There is a family and friend that says, you say you need money, and the person like, I can borrow you money. Okay, please borrow me money, but send it through my business account. Write it as loan for 2 months, so that I can show when I am paying you back. I will also pay back from my account in the business. Because you see, when the financials or the investors start looking at your account later in the future, they are able to see, oh, a family trusted you to give you money. A cousin trusted you to give you money. And we can see how the money came into your business. We can see how you spent it. We can see how this money generated money that you used to pay back. Mr. Seller, good evening, sir. That you used to pay back. You see, it starts telling the person, okay, this person looks like somebody that can be trusted. Oh, you now took money from, because if you are going to do real big business, you're not going to use microfinance money, because it's not good money for big business, but it is easier money to access to show and build your credit worthiness. If you take money from PAMPay, OPay, LiPay, LAPay, and all of that pay, the problem is you think that if you don't pay back, it doesn't matter. No, it goes and records you that you have bad credit. You are a creditor. It goes ahead to speak against you in the future. But you see, what those things are meant to do, are supposedly meant to do, is help you build good credit score. It's help you build good credit score. The same way you are thinking of getting grants. Don't go and start applying for 1 billion naira grant. Start with 10K grants. $1,000 grant. $500 grant. You see, it helps you build your capacity to know how to write, how to defend, how to think right, how to show impact, how to show proof. The problem is, you have not had practice time until you needed money urgently. Now, you are trying to learn overnight to raise big money, and your errors are showing forth fully. Errors are showing forth fully. I remember a while back, I had some of our colleagues in the company, and I said, hey, I need you to start learning how to write grants, how to apply for grants. Oh yeah, go and apply for this $2,000, apply for this $5,000, apply for this $1,000. Some they got, some they did not get. But it was not about getting or not getting. Beloved mind, Mimi, good night. It was not about getting or not getting, it was about training. Because before you get to the point where you start needing the money, practice with smaller grants. Right. Maybe you got feedback. Pitch. You are probably invited to come and pitch. Pitch in those small platforms. Make mistakes in those small platforms. They may mock you. But you see, you are practicing for the bigger stages. You are practicing for when you have the opportunity for the bigger platforms. You are practicing. I remember, okay, let me know. I don't want to give too many examples, so that I don't want to give that example. But all I'm saying is practice. Next is learn how to engage with impact investors. How to engage with impact investors. Not every investor is looking for profit. Some want you to provide impact. E.g., there is a platform called Acumen. There is a platform called Root Capital. These guys are not looking for where to invest to get returns. They are looking for where to invest to get impact, where to put money to get impact. But do you even know how to get the kind of impact they are looking for? Some impact are just looking for improved yield. Some impact are looking for job, creation. Some impact are looking for infrastructural improvement in a place. Some impact are looking for women in workforce. Some impact are looking for employability of disabled. Some impact are looking for rural transformation, rural growth. The question is, what impact can your business be tied to? Some impact are even looking for people doing organic farming. Some impact are looking at companies responsible for input substitution. Some companies are looking for impact at climate resilience. Some impact are looking for people who are doing reforestation, so your farming has a space for planting trees. Some impact are looking at people engaging women, married women, who are supposed to be jobless in work. I have one mama, again, I don't want to call names, who I know was able to access good funding because she was able to explain, I am doing Gary business, and for Gary, I can exploit these women in the village, give them knife, they will be peeling, they will be peeling, they will be peeling. So, but for me to do this as a business, it is cheaper for me to buy a machine to peel. But if you need me to engage, I can engage the women to peel. So guess what? The company then provided funding for her to pay the women that are peeling and pay her to help those women peel. So she is being paid because she allowed women to peel cassava. She is being paid because she made them understood, I could have gotten a machine to do this and not have to shout. But right now, if I need to get in these women, I know you are paying them, but I'll be shouting and shouting and shouting and shouting and shouting and shouting. So for me not to be shouting and shouting, we will pay you. Help us to be shouting. Impact investors. There are many. BATM Foundation, for example, thank you, is also an impact investor. They are not telling you, come and do this thing and bring money for us. No, they are not looking for your money, but they need to see impact. Does your business have any impact angle that you can use to engage to get funding? It can even be market access. There is a company I know that what they do is they have access to markets. So they have funders who fund them because they are able to say, if we get more funding, we can organize smallholder farmers into clusters so that we can take their products easily to the market. For some, it is impact around post-harvest losses management, and they get access to funding. Where do you fall in that space? Another thing again to access funding is you can choose to leverage government and NGO programs. I will not speak too much around this because I've done a 1-hour discussion on this in the past. You can check my archives, you will see it, a 1-hour discussion I did in the past. If it's not on any of the platforms, it will always be on YouTube, where I talked about how to understand government policies, where I talked about the fact that government policy is a blueprint and insight to where government has interest. Their policies tells you where they will spend money. If it is not in the policy, then they are not going to put money. They can come and clap, snap pictures, do everything. They will not put money. But if you understand the policy, you will know how to position yourself. You will know how to position yourself and you can be funded. Those people that you call portfolio farmers, it is because they have understood how to interpret policies and position. You that you are the real farmer, you have chosen not to learn it. You have chosen not to learn it. Another way to attract funding is through digital platform, like social media. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example that might make sense. Do you know that there are 2 major gold mines to get money in Nigeria that has not been explored by a lot of people? 2 major gold mines. 2 major ones. One of my mommy Akpabi has been telling me, Samson, take it now, do it now, take it now, do it now. I'm like, mommy, no, I never get the power yet. 2 major gold mines. What is the number 1 gold mine that has not been explored? Every year, a lot of Nigerians goes into retirement. Before this, Oga just say, good evening, sir. Before these people move into retirement, they are looking, now most people that want to retire want to do agric, right? But they are looking for brands that they can trust, that they can work with to put in their money. I beg Oga just say, what's the name of that thing? That pension fund, is it pension fund for retirees? There's a name they call it. Those guys are insanely liquid. Those people are, Oga Alex, good evening, sir. Thanks for joining, sir. Those guys are insanely liquid. If you see all these pension fund managers, they have money. Do you know the meaning of pension fund? We have been collecting, if you collect salary, they deduct pension fund, come on your money. That money, what are they using it for? They are looking for investable businesses they can invest in. Agric, they sleep. Because that is money that you can collect and you say, oh, I want to pay in 20 years' time. And they will say, okay, if they can trust your business. Okay, we are going to generate this. It will take 5 years. They will tell you, okay, if they can trust your business. And you can attract these people through digital platforms. Through digital platforms, which is why I don't play with LinkedIn. Another major thing that Africans have left untouched are our brothers and sisters in diaspora. Talk to any of our brothers and sisters in Europe, in Asia, in North America, South America, anywhere in the world. One of their biggest issues is, how can we have an investment in our homeland? How can we trust somebody that will help us manage? How do we ensure that they don't siphon the money? How do we ensure they don't ruin our investments? These things, see, I have had a lot of foreigners, a lot of Nigerians living abroad reach out to me, say, Afama Sam, we have followed your work. We know you know what you are doing. We can trust you. I have $100,000. I have $5,000. I have $10,000. What can you do for me? And I keep shouting, oh no, I am not ready for investment yet. I don't need an investor. I don't need an investor. I'm not looking for investment. I have some of my mummies that will say, Samson, put it on record. The day you say you need an investor, reach out to me. I am going to invest. I have people like that. Digital platform, thank you so much, boss, is not just about shining teeth. Yes, you can post meme once in a while, you can crack jokes, you can do this, but it is a place to get finance. It is a place to get money. If you know how to use digital platforms very well, it is a place to get finance. See, I tell people when they come to our 3 months training, the young ones, and I tell them, see, you cannot, if you are on the farm and you post every day about your activities on the farm, I tell them for a guarantee, before you leave here in the 3 months, somebody will reach out to you and ask, I'm following you, what can we do together? And I always tell them, when they say they want to give you money, your first answer should be no. Second answer is no. Third answer is no, because you don't know enough to manage their funds. I say, but the reason why because somebody once asked me that, if you are saying we should not collect the money, why then do you tell us to post continuously? And I say, because I want you to know that the money that you are looking for is available, looking for you. But you need to build competence so that the money does not take you to prison. You need to build competence. But I need you to know that there are people watching your every post. There are people watching your every move. There are people looking out for you. There are people who want to help you, but they don't know how to help you. So They always come to those of us that don't need investment. So yes, so because they are seeing the track record, they are seeing what you are doing. They are seeing what you are putting out. They are seeing that, okay, this person has been consistent with this thing 1 year, 3 years. We need to work with you. We need to put money in you. I remember earlier today, I was in a meeting and somebody reached out to me and said, hey, Farmer Sam, I've been following you for long, told me who he was. He has been following me. You know, there are examples of what, there are not examples. There are things people tell you about your post that proves that no, this one don't take. This one not just begin follow me last week. This one already follow me like not be last week, not be last 2 weeks, not be 1 year. Reason being that he has been following and he was telling me, oh, if you need money, we did. And I was just smiling like, but I was just trying to joke and I was like, if I need money, na better money. Oh. And the guy said, no, when I say money, we do not give out money below $500,000. It has to be more than that for us to start a conversation. Meaning, if $500,000, if I'm not wrong, should be about, I can do the math, sorry. My head not to they do math like that again, old age. $500,000 says, okay, I was right before, is about 750 million. Meaning, if I need 750 million tomorrow, I have somebody I will just call and say, come and check books. He has followed my track record. He will just check my books to be sure that, okay, you are investable. And I will get 750M just like that. No story, no queue, no begging, no crying. You see, the issue is we are not intentional in using our digital platforms. 2, you have a digital platform, but we cannot even say what you do based on what you post. Whether you are the farmer or we don't know. There is no proof. We cannot follow your story. There is no cohesion. Take, for example, before I met Oga Alex for the very first time, I know Oga Alex, what this man is into is pepper. Oh, he loves pepper with a passion. He loves vegetables with a passion. That does not mean he may not have other things he's doing by the side, but there is something that defines the brand. I know a Madam Chichi with vegetable. I know my Oga Tedeke with palm tree, all this cash crop for rich people. What can people know you for based on your digital footprint? What can we know you for? Somebody said, I have a pensioner now on my neck. He had already invested in my pepper farm and we are now partnering to grow more. He retires from service and returned to Owerri from Lagos. You see? Now, which means he has gotten access to funding. If Oga Kelechi does that one pensioner well, that pensioner will call other pensioners and other future pensioners to come and join. Digital footprint. Next, you must know how to mitigate risk for funders. The pepper merchant, yes, so we must know how to mitigate risk for funders. You must know how to mitigate risk. Sit down and ask yourself, what makes your business risky? You know, I was having a conversation, somebody was asking me, and the person said, why is it that banks are not willing to fund farmers? But they will fund processors, they will fund logistics, they will fund, but they don't want to fund farmers. And I said, see, can we be sincere with each other? What do you have on your farm that can act as a collateral, as a peace of mind to the funder? But I have land. The land you have and the money you want to borrow, do they equate to each other? Is your land in a choice environment that it is easy for the bank to flip it in case you cannot pay? The answer is most likely no. You now hear the person say, but I have building on my land, but the land is in the bush. If they collect the building from you, what would they use the building to do? Use it to keep money that people did not need? No. So you need to ask yourself, as you begin to grow your business, you need to start investing in convertible assets. What did I call it? convertible, I don't want this thing to cross 10 p.m. Convertible assets. What are convertible assets? These are assets that a bank, a financier, an investor can easily collect and sell it to make their money back. Why is it that you will see big farmers having things like tractors? At times they will buy the tractor and you are there thinking, but you don't need a tractor yet. No, they are not buying the tractor first from a place of need, as rather than they are buying it as an instrument to collect loan. Because if tomorrow they need to collect loan, the tractor can be a convertible asset that makes it a perfect, collateral. So that should something happen and you default, you have something they can take. It is your job to help the investor see these are the possible risks in investing with me. These are the things I have put in place to mitigate this risk. So that the investor knows that you are not just concerned about taking their money, you are also concerned about protecting their money. For any investor, the capital is first and foremost more important than the promise of the profits. Them recovering their capital is very important. Remember I said, especially if the capital is from a salary earner, that capital is their life. Their profit is just an extra. You must think around how to use the instrument of insurance. The instrument of insurance, very important. You must also think around how to share the risk, how to distribute the risk. One of the biggest issues with smallholder farmer is you want to carry all the risk by yourself. The good, the bad, and the ugly, you are the one carrying everything. Share the risk. Maybe you should not be the seed supplier. Have somebody else supply the seeds. Have somebody else be the agronomy, so that you are telling the person, if this thing fail, you will pay this back. You will pay this back. You will do this. So that the investor now sees that the risk that you are carrying is only in the area of your utmost competence. Finally, how can you grow wealth as a smallholder farmer? As I round up, how can you grow wealth? Reinvest your profits. Reinvest your profits. That you make profits does not mean you should start living la vida loca. Reinvest.